Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, a big time exchange today between Brian Norman Jr. and Jaron Boots Ennis. You gotta love it with that whole, because that's a young movement there at 147 pounds. Of course, you got Jaron Ennis out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, has been crowned the next big time star in the sport of boxing in terms of skill level, and you name it. And then you got Brian Norman Jr., who really has planted his flag at 147 pounds as well, straight out of Atlanta, Georgia. As most of you guys know, I'm based out of the A, so yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Brian Norman Jr. Now, here's what's interesting about this, because when I heard about this earlier today, shout out to those who were in the Discord who sent it to me earlier today. I reached directly out to someone who I felt is close enough to Brian Norman Jr.'s camp where they would know if this was factual or not, right? And what I got a one-word answer. I just asked, "Hey, what are your thoughts about this comment?" I got a one-word response, and that one-word response was cap. So I thought it was interesting. Brian Norman Jr., if you just, number one, if you just understand the mentality of cats down here in Atlanta, bruh, like they don't have the mentality of someone who would turn down a fight or is going to be scared of an opponent, right? And similarly, I feel that, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you got the same kind of mentality. So in my mind, I felt that there had to be some miscommunication somewhere, some way, some form where, maybe what was communicated back to Boots maybe didn't reach Boots, or I don't know, because you never know how information is being communicated. But I do want to play the response of Brian Norman Jr. In regards to Jaron Ennis and his comments, because I thought that they were interesting. And quite frankly, I just like the way that he clapped back. You know what I'm saying? That he let it be known, what it is, and of course, I like that. So here's Brian Norman Jr. It's a very quick clip. I believe this was from maybe an interview he jumped on with YSM or someone like that. But here's the audio.
To accept the fight, I didn't call him. My daddy called Bozy and told him himself, yes, we accepted the fight. And my daddy was trying to talk. He was trying to talk, but Bozy said, whoa, no, we ain't trying to fight right now. We want to say that till undisputed. We want to say that till later on and stuff like that. So your daddy is the one who said no, not us. We said yes. We called your daddy and all that just to say yes. And yes, I will come to Philly just for that fight. Don't forget, every time we ever encountered each other, I pulled up on y'all. So don't act like I'm no some Rudy Poo ass nigga. I ain't never been no bitch. You already know that for a fact.
Yo, so those are
fight, we actually
those are a
my
very
daddy called Bozy.
Those are very aggressive words there from Brian Norman Jr., saying that at the end of the day, it's always been him pulling up on Boots to get that work, and that at the end of the day, there is no fear to get into the ring with Jaron Boots Ennis. Here are my thoughts on this. Would that be the biggest fight at 147 if they were to save that for the end? Possibly. And continue to have both of these guys just continue to basically climb that ladder, with each one of them maybe going for an opportunity to become, a unified champion. If I look here, Brian Norman Jr. I want to know his age. He is 23 years old, and Jaron Ennis is what, 27? So, there's still some time definitely to have this fight build up. With Brian Norman Jr. being 23, he actually got a lot of time for this fight to build up. So I could easily see this fight being one that happens on down the line in 2025, 2026. But it's not because I believe Brian Norman Jr. is scared of anybody or Jaron Ennis is scared of anyone. I just believe that the power, the powers that be, the business of boxing is going to be at hand in regards to this particular fight. I just don't see this fight happening in 2024. I don't even really think it's going to happen maybe even in 2025. I think the earliest that this fight is possibly going to happen is early 2026. And I just think it's because of the business of boxing. I think, unless somehow some of you guys, King Turkey Al-Sheikh, gets involved and he brings the two parties together for an absorbent amount of money. Outside of that, I see this fight being one that you're going to wait for both of these gentlemen to get maybe additional titles. Maybe Boots get, another title, or Brian Norman Jr. But this is going to be, a fight that I believe could be bigger. Now, of course, you got Stan Jonas that's out there that has something to say about that. You got Barrios out there that may have something to say about that as well. But at the end of the day, this is one that could be a big one for the urban community specifically, and that people will be very interested in seeing. So I love the fight. I absolutely love the fight. I think you can have it in Atlanta or in Philadelphia. Either one of them would be big, would be massive, because people will come out from the A to definitely support Brian Norman Jr. And of course, we've already seen the support that Jaron Ennis gets in Philadelphia. So big time fight for either one of these gentlemen. But I just like the way that, I like the way that Brian Norman Jr. came back, right? And said, yo, man, I pull up on y'all, fam. I pull up on y'all. That's and that's what you want to do as a young fighter. You want to let it be known that in reality, you'll fight anyone. You'll come to fight anyone. You're not, Boots right now has been crowned as that dude at 147. And, I can't knock that, because Boots has all the skills to be that dude. We all understand that. But Brian Norman is basically telling y'all, hey, don't sleep on my skills. My skills are there as well. And he's letting it be known that to Jaron Ennis and anybody else that's out there that he is a guy to be reckoned with at 147 pounds. So I respect it. We'll see what's communicated over the next couple of days. Like I said, when I reached out to someone directly that I felt would have some or could possibly have some knowledge of what's going on with that, one word answer: cap. Straight cap. So, like I mentioned before, I don't think. My thought was, at the end of the day, there had to be some miscommunication between the camps. That's all because I don't think Boots a cat that's a capper that's just gonna cap, and Brian Norman Jr. is not a dude that's gonna turn down fights, man. Because I think both of these dudes will fight. So it is what it is. We'll see what ends up happening in the next couple of days. I'm curious to see if Jaron Ennis responds to this, and it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting. So let's stay tuned and see what happens next. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast at M Sports Media, and I am